morning. We are on Lulu. We've just used Mockingbee to get onto Lulu. Not gonna lie, paddling was a little bit strenuous, should we say. I came sort of directly from the jetty there. What I should have probably done is walked the dinghy up a little bit here to about there, and then use the current to sort of drift in more. But you always think of the best ideas afterwards, don't you? I guess that's the way life is. So we've got the motor on. I've took the mizzen mast out just because it's a little bit rough today, and we're about to just come off the pontoon. Not the pontoon, we're about to come off the mooring. I'm going to try and do it without bashing the hell out of Mockingbee, but I did catch Mockingbee a couple of times broadside as I was mooring her up. I do hope this line is going to be okay today. I think the worst case scenario is she would drift in and go into the reeds about there. And it's Friday today, so I think we'll be okay. And there's no one really behind us here. So anyway, today I'm going to go for a sail first, because there's wind, decent wind. So we're going to go for a sail. I'm going to motor out, get off the jetty, drift back, motor out, get loads of sea room, or lake room should we say, and get the sails up, go for a sail. You can see the strength of the sort of wind today. This engine's actually quite good for this boat in this lake up to a point, but you do need a little bit of welly to get her moving. As you can see, even sort of almost dead into this wind, we're moving at fair rate of knots here. We'll just get nice and clear of all these boats, because at the moment we're going to drift straight back into them. The wind's coming from the southwest, good old southwest wind. I love my southwest winds because it means I can beat up the lake, and then if the wind dies, we'll be able to just motor back, reaching down the lake and then having to motor against the wind. In this boat could mean a slow haul back, or running out of battery. I've taken the oars out because I hate oars. I hate rowing, really, in this boat. That's going to have to change. That is going to have to change, because you can't be a wind-loving sailor and not resort to the oars now and again. But today I've got plenty of battery. Let's just make sure we got that on percentage. How much left? Yeah. I like to have my range in time left. And yeah, so there we go. There we go. We are motoring away, and we're going to go for a sail. We're sailing. There you go. Mizzen is out and we're beating at the moment, so the mizzen's nice and tight in. In fact, if anything, that mizzen should be a little bit tighter. Let's do that. Oh yeah, oh, I felt that a little bit. Main looking good, a little bit flappy at the top there, but hey, it's a lugger. You know, we don't mind flappy sails here. And the jib is out. Can't quite see. Got some nice shape to that jib. we need some telltales on the sails actually. That really will help me, and you can put them on the halyards as well. I know some people have done that, but we are sailing, we're beating. The wind's died down a little bit, as luck would have it, but we are sailing and we're doing quite nicely. Of course, this boat is, I think it's 380 kilos. Whether that includes the rigging, I'm not sure, but obviously the mirror is 50 kilo, so the mirror would be gallivanting happily along in this sort of weather. The lugger needs a bit more, you know, but that's the whole point. So, you know, when I'm on the sea and things get a little bit leery, well, you know, the lugger, we've got loads of things we can do. We can reef that main, we can sail on jib alone, jib and mizzen, we can heave to with the jib and mizzen, and I think I worked out how to do that. I'll show that later in this video. And you know, we've got a lot of weight, so we can tie the main off. You know, always be careful of tying your mainsail up, because if you catch a biggie, then you know that's when nasty things can happen. But hey, we're sailing, and you know what? We're cracking on. We're cracking on. As I've spoken, we've gone about halfway across the lake. There's buoy 7. We're just gonna tack before that buoy. Yeah, we've caught some nice wind. We just did a beautiful tack around there. I wish I'd shown you. I'm so sorry I've not got my camera set up quite on this boat yet, but I have got all my stuff to do it today, so we should start getting some good camera angles. But one of the beauties of this boat is I can use my hand camera. So whereas on the mirror it's just too hectic to get this camera out. You've got too much to keep your eye on, and it's, you know, you've got to adjust stuff really quickly. This boat is more like a yacht, where you know you can set things a little bit more and she'll just trundle along. A nice little gust there. When you get a gust, you do not feel the boat power up. It's beautiful. You can feel this. Lulu will do I think she'll sail quite well, you know. I know Drascombe luggers get a little bit of criticism for being a bit slow and heavy, but you know what? Slow and heavy when the seas get a bit steep and the wind gets up is a good thing. So the wind forecast for today is about 5 to 6 miles an hour. So we're talking 4 to 5 knots with I think 12 mile an hour gusts. So it's, you know, about 10 knot wind gusts. And as always, I'm trying to sail as close to the wind as I can. So you can see I'm going quite an angle up the lake. I'm probably no more than 30 degrees off going straight down the lake at the moment, and you can see, look, see the sails are flapping a tickle there. Oh, the jib was filling back a tickle as well. So I like sailing close reach, close hold. I don't know, it's sort of a skill I quite like. Those new Peral beads are doing their job. You can see how well the gaff is now sticking to the mast in the right place. So I'm really pleased with those actually, although I could have made my own and not spent 30 quid on a set. But you know, I think sometimes when you're new to a boat, it's just nice to have the correct stuff, the proper stuff, and get things right. Oh, I was just about to say, I got down here super early today. I'm a bit of a morning person, and in the UK, we've just passed the summer solstice, so I think it's June the 22nd. So the nights are quite short here now. We've got light till about 10 o'clock at the moment, and we get that for a couple of weeks maybe. And light, it's dark from about 9:30, 10, and then it's light from about 4:30ish. So I'm kind of up at 5 as it is. I'm a morning person now. So I was up at the crack of dawn quite literally today, and we were gallivanting down, of course made good time because the roads were empty, and I was here for 7 o'clock. So just done another tack. I mean, wow, tacking is so easy in this boat. There's a few things you got to watch for, and we'll do some videos when I get the camera set up, but I find tacking so, it's like almost relaxing in this boat. There's no danger of capsizing, there's no danger of anything in this boat, and yeah, it's quite nice. We're going westward now, and because the wind generally comes from the southwest, so you're pointing a lot further west, not so far down the lake this way. Whoop. And you can get caught out by these hills as well. So I much prefer to do a nice safe, gallivant across westward when the wind's coming from the southwest, and then I'll try and make my ground up on the east tack, where you can point a lot further down the lake. Just got my radio on, channel 37 M1, and that actually links up to the club radio. So if anyone comes down and whatnot, they can, and you've got a radio, you can actually, if you're a member of the club, you can take a radio here, and people can talk to you, which is quite nice. Just coming up on Market E, making good progress. I should get boat speed out and just check our speed actually, and try and work out what kind of speed we're doing. You can see there how we were on a really nice course. I hadn't changed the course, if anything I came off the wind a little bit. And as we passed this little tall part of the hills there, the wind almost died. There we go, Marker E for the first time sailing. So you can see I'm pointing as probably far into the wind as I dare. Got to be very careful, because if I lose my concentration, I can get, this boat's quite big and it can get stuck in irons. So it's not a big deal really. I know how to get out of irons, but yeah, she doesn't like being stuck in irons. But look, as close to the wind as I can get, and with the wind's not really that strong now. You can see the waves are actually dying down a little bit, and we're doing 3 miles an hour, which is, oh, hang on, little gust. Well, let's just let that gust, actually this, oh okay, 2.7 knots maybe. And then if we come off the wind a little bit, you can see us coming off the wind there. Let's just sort of come right off. So we've got the wind almost, it's on our starboard bow, but only barely just. We're almost beam reaching now. Yeah, instantly we're doing it was 3.3. Got a slight gust now. 3.5. 3.6. Oh, 3.8, yeah, felt that. 3.4. So beam reaching, we're going a fair rate of knots in quite, this is light winds really. I didn't buy this boat to sail in you know, 5 mile an hour winds. I bought this boat to sail in force 5s and 6s if I have to, you know. Wow, look how close they are. You can see here we've just come right into the west shore, and as I was tacking you could feel the wind just die, and I think that is literally the wind just getting blocked. You know, there's a lot of trees there, the wind's probably coming down off the green, the hill there, getting swished about by the trees. As the wind's coming off these hills, it'll get swished around, which makes it unpredictable. And look, as we've just got out now, I can feel the boat's just picked up, the sails have filled, although barely, then they're barely filled, and we're off again. You can see here, look, this is weird, isn't it? These sort of almost dead wind spots. So you see how slick it is there. Don't know if you can see that on the camera. I'll put it right up high, see if you can get my view. A little bit of wind there. You can see there's no wind over there where we've kind of almost got stuck today. And then look, we're just getting into a little bit more chop now. Oh, we're pointing a bit high. Let's just quit before we run out of speed. Let's just get back on the wind. But yeah, you can see we're struggling for wind at the moment. The waves are almost going into that mesmerizing sort of glazed look. The sails are flapping backing, and to be honest with you, there's no wind now at all. We have got the electric engine today, of course, so we can always drop that, and and that'll give us a little boost. But the thing about inland wind and sailing on lakes is the wind can change like that. I've been on a lake like this, and within, I mean, almost 5 minutes, we've had, you know, decent waves and a good old blow coming through. You know, the wind can be very unpredictable inland because it has to pass through valleys and go over hills, and, you know, it gets a real mash-up. So, you know, that's part of the fun of it, I guess. Here we are. We've just got our bow coming to this slick part, so we're going to come off the wind. We've got a little bit of wind. I think we've got just enough, and we're going to tack around nice and easy. Now look, I've just left the tiller that way, the tacking. We're going to let the jib back because that'll push the nose of the boat round. So we're going to come right off the wind so we don't... Oh dear, I've just been getting the anchor ready. I unfortunately got that around the jib sheet. We'll sort that now. And then make sure you're right off the wind so you're not pointing too close. So you can get some speed up. And then what you would normally do is, you know, start pointing back into the wind and going on your merry way. We've got the motor on. So just got her on 200 watts. Which is a 5th power, which gives us, let's have a quick look, range wise, 6 hours of range. And it's just, we're motor sailing with the engine as well, and it just gives us, it gets us places. So we're moving about 3.5 miles an hour. We've just dropped anchor. You can see how slowly the anchor road is feeding out, just to show you how little wind there is right now. There she is. I'm using the grapple anchor today, and we'll just check where we are. So I'm sat here, I'm looking at this shroud. Really, there's 2 things I'm just going to look at. One is this little fence that's going into the water, and one's that little clearing over there with a lovely little green tree and an uprooted tree. And as long as we stay here, I'm surprised we're pointing this way. I thought the tide, you know, or the current would be coming that way, which it still looks like it is if you look at the water, but we're definitely holding the anchor, and you can see that that's the way we've set. So not quite sure what's happened here. And we've just anchored amongst there's some sort of moorings here which are used by, I don't know who uses these moorings. There's no one on them at the moment. So I'm going to sit here for a few minutes and just make sure we don't drift. So it's about 5 minutes, and we've not moved at all. We're pretty much in the middle of that clearing and the little fence sticking out here. And as you can see, there's no current at all. Anchor's definitely set. Oh, literally, we are now coming about a little bit, aren't we? Look, so we're not moving. To be frank, if we do move, it's going to be so gentle. It's not going to be a problem. So let's go and talk about a few little jobs we're going to do on the boat now.